Good morning. Welcome, class. Come on in. Everyone take your seats. Great. Let's start. Today's going to be an exciting class because we are going to tell our own stories to the world, right? Okay. Now, first of all, let's go back and review. We've been reading Sandra Cisneros' book, The House on Mango Street. Everyone take those books out and take your notes out. Okay? I want you to take a few minutes now and review your notes and the new vocabulary. We're going to be putting that new vocabulary into our writing activity today, the story you're going to tell about yourself. Okay, great. So you had about 5 minutes there to review. And now, what's the crucial thing that we noticed about any story? Just, yeah. What's the essential item that all stories have? History, fantasy novels. Okay, yeah, that's right, good point. So they all have a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? Now, with that, those three parts, now I want you to open up your mobile phones to WhatsApp. You'll notice that I sent you this morning before class 3 photos. Some of you probably already looked. All right, let's look at the first photo, and I want you to observe, point out some observations about the first photo. Yeah, Sally. Okay, the photo, I'm in the photo, right? You think I'm in the photo? It's very young, but yeah. Oh, that's good. Good one. That's me. Yeah. Blair. Okay, right. So there's 4 kids in the photo, and what are their ages, you think? Yeah, they're about 2 or 3, 1 years old, and to about 7, 8 years old. Okay, great. That's a good observation. And we're all wearing the same clothes, right? Kind of like a uniform, white polo shirt, blue shorts. Okay, all these things are great. So, question, is this a family photo or a school photo? Yeah, family photo. About half of you guys, more than half of you guys think it's a family photo, and you're right. Okay. Second photo. What do we notice? Yeah, black and white. Okay. No people in the photo. Yeah, looks like a school campus. Good. All those 3 are right on. Spot on about the photo. And finally, third photo. Yes, I'm in the photo, and there's one other person. Do I look older or younger than the first photo? Older, right? And who's this other person? Do they look like family? Probably not, right? He looks Native American. Maybe not, right? Okay. Yeah, not a family member, but a friend. Okay, so these are 3 pictures, right? And they were all taken one after the next. One when I was about 7, 8 years old, and another when I was about 9, 10, and then another one when I was about 12, 13. All right, so what's the story here? We got 3 photos, beginning, middle, end. Okay, well, I went through these photos and I wanted to tell a story. I didn't know what to tell, and I found these photos, and I thought they strung together, which is first photo, when my family moved to Hawaii, how happy we were, and second photo is when I had to go transfer to a new school in Hawaii, where I didn't fit in, and I didn't make any friends, and I tried desperately to wear the right clothes, and skateboard, surf, and do all the right things, and I still didn't fit in. And what I did was I started to act out in class and make jokes to get attention. Luckily, I had a teacher, my 5th grade teacher, English, my Hawaiian history teacher, and she was wonderful. And rather than disciplining me and sending me to the principal's office or failing me in the class, she redirected my energies and got me cast in one of the plays at the school, Miss Frisbee and the Rats of Nim, where I played a brother to Timothy, who's dying and can't be moved in the field, and it was a great experience because I learned that I actually had something that I could offer, even though if I couldn't fit in. And sure enough, a year later, we moved back to California. There's the third photo, and I found out that I was pretty good and I could act, and I was in a lot of plays, and I made a lot of friends, but not really close friends, but people that that were happy because they enjoyed watching me. So I went from a place where I wasn't happy to where I could give happiness, and on top of that, an extra boon, I met my first best friend who was at my wedding. 25 years later, we're still good friends, and he came to my wedding, and that's the story. It's a positive story about moving somewhere new where you don't fit in, sticking with it, finding something else, something new about yourself, discovering that, being true to yourself, and then eventually finding community. Because this is the world. It's a huge place, all right? So don't get discouraged. Now, we got the story. But the story's not for me, right? I want to write it down, so I want other people to enjoy the story. Who's going to care about this kind of story? All right, so ideas about who my audience is. Yeah, Ryan. Okay, yeah, okay, so people that, are, maybe in high school, because why? They are going through a similar transition in life, a journey in that chapter where they go from their family, the cradle of acceptance, right, and into a new strange world where they want to get friends and feel like they belong and fit in, and peer approval, right? That's a teenager, experience, and so teenagers could, they might care about this kind of story. Okay, good. All right, good job, guys. And then maybe what's another story here? About people that move around a lot as kids. Maybe their parents are in the military, right? They might have similar experiences, and this is something they can read and they can find hope in, right? So it's a hopeful story, an inspiring story. Okay, so we got our audience. Now, all we're gonna do is we're gonna brainstorm again together, and I've got the 3 sections: beginning, middle, and end. I want to make 5 points from memories during that time in each section, all right? And then we got here in this column our audience, and I'm going to connect it with our audience and how they would care. Now, you're going to notice there's some things you really, really want to say about your story, and you're going to second guess yourself because you're going to say, well, my audience is not going to care about the fact, that I had to, take the bus for 45 minutes every morning, public school bus, to a school that was in a completely different part of the town, or maybe maybe it's your brother. He got to walk barefoot to school and you didn't. Whatever, I don't know. But that there's like something something you want to put in there of the 15 points, the talking points that the audience might not really relate to. Don't worry, 1 or 2 of them. If it's really important to you and you really want to make tell this memory and how it fits, you just got to make it relate, connect it and find an angle, okay? So that's what you're going to do is you're going to take those 15 points for your story and you're going to make sure that they all connect and line up with your audience. All right, so now let's go into partners, all right? And you're going to go through all those steps we went through, selecting 3 photos from your cell phone. Then you're going to talk with your partner, both of you back and forth, about the story you want to tell, and finally, how it connects with the audience. That's it. Okay, go. All right, great. Back, I walked around and helped you guys a little bit. Now you're going to do it on your own. Independent practice. Everyone get into, sit alone, pull up your tablets or your iPads, your laptops, bring them out, or if you want to type it on your cell phone, cut and paste those 3 photos in there, the outline that you went through about your audience member and the story you want to tell, and now I want you to start in paragraph 1, okay? Remember, you got to hit those 6 key vocabulary words that we learned in Sandra Cisneros' book. I want you to use those in your story about yourself. Okay, great. Okay, you had a half hour, and I hope everyone got some good writing. I want to see where you're at right now with your writing. It's not graded at this point, other than the fact that you put down 4 or 5 or 6 sentences. If you didn't put anything down, then you're not going to get credit. But as long as you start writing, then that's all that I want to see. And then I'm going to give it back to you tomorrow, and we're going to go over it and keep moving forward. Okay? All right, everyone, hand it in and get a good night's sleep, and I will see you bright-eyed in the morning.